Somebody's asking about if Pixar even wants to make Toy Story 5. Check it out.
Hey, John. My name's Peter Cunnington. My question is, I'm hearing rumors that Pixar didn't really want to make the movie Toy Story 5. It was more of a Disney executive idea, probably Bob and stuff. I'm wondering if that will affect the quality. It's not really passionate to them. They're kind of done with it. Just want to know your thoughts. All right. Thank you.
All right, Peter, thanks a lot for sending that in. And yeah, listen, I've also read a couple of rumblings that, well, I heard that Pixar didn't even want to make Toy Story 5. Now, should be clear, I never heard any of those rumblings from any of my personal sources, nor did it come from any of the legitimate outlets. It came from one or two of the Gus's gas station movie reviews.fart sites, which are not always wrong, but that's all it came from. Now, what I have heard specifically was that is bull. That is bull. The one verified piece of information I saw was that somebody fairly reputable talked to one or two animators, and there are many of them, who don't really feel like they need to go back to Toy Story 5. But that in and of itself is a far cry from Pixar didn't want to do Toy Story 5. And from everything that I understood, that's just not true. Now, could Bob Iger have floated this? Because remember, one of the big things about Bob Iger that makes him a better entertainment executive than, say, Bob Chapek was that he is very creator-centric. He gives a lot of leeway to his creators. He loves listening to his creators. He loves to give authority to creators. Do I think Bob Iger could have sat down with his heads of Pixar and said, hey, listen, you got $3 billion franchises here in Zootopia, in Frozen, and in Toy Story. Maybe you should look at that. But if you're Pixar as well, who you've just gone through the worst couple of years of your company's existence. Number one, you've had a bunch of your films that you poured blood, sweat, and tears on for the big screen that then got unceremoniously dumped on Disney Plus. Then you put out a couple of films that just were disastrous, one more disastrous than the other. Strange World was a complete disaster, and Lightyear, nobody knew what the hell that movie was supposed to be. And it did not do well. First, I still contend the first 20 minutes of that movie are great. I love the first 20 minutes of Lightyear, but then it kind of went downhill from there. But listen, if you're a Pixar executive, you want to have a nice mix. You want to have these guaranteed billion-dollar franchise, Toy Story, Frozen, Zootopia, so you can continue to make the more experimental films like we have Elemental coming out, which, by the way, Elemental looks great. And now you hope that Elemental is such a hit that there is an audience demand for more of Elemental. And for anybody who says, well, they shouldn't be making a Toy Story 5, guess what? When they put out Toy Story 5, it ain't going to be Buzz Lightyear box office numbers. You are going to see the audience very much hungers for more Toy Story, and they will go. And if they can continue to make it on the same level of excellence, great. So I think if you're Pixar, you want a mix of that. You want your big guaranteed hits so you can have time to make your smaller, more experimental ones that hopefully themselves become the big guaranteed hits that would afford you, and you create this cycle. Anyway, Rob, have you heard anything yourself about Pixar didn't actually want to do Toy Story 5 and Disney was forcing them to do it?
No, just things that I've read online. First of all, I don't believe that. Because one, here's the thing, there's always somebody that wants to make, if you work at a company and you have an IP, there's always somebody at that company in their minds thinking, I've got an idea for this IP, because that's just how creative people are. The Toy Story franchise is one of the most beloved franchises in cinema history, not just animation history,
that's fair to say.
But in cinema history. And generations have grown up. You're looking at, what did it come out, 95? Yeah, so it comes out in 95. You're looking at now a legacy that's going on,
Getting close to 30 years.
30 years. I mean, this is multi-generations of people growing up with these characters. And I don't think that there's anybody that doesn't like Toy Story. I mean, I think Toy Story will put a smile on the hearts of the most curmudgeonly person. And I can't imagine, here's the thing. Pixar, I think, will only move forward if they think they've got a great idea. Knowing that Bob Iger wants to make Toy Story, knowing that Bob Iger is going to say this is going to be a theatrical film, we will put all of our marketing dollars behind it. We will be as enthusiastic as you want us to be about this movie. They know they have the support of the studio, 100%. That's a great way to start a project. And for Pixar, I am sure, John, that they already had an idea for a Toy Story 5. They just didn't think they might ever make it. so then they can develop it. Nobody has a better story department than Pixar does. They do not move forward. Sure, they might not, maybe Lightyear wasn't as successful as they wanted it to be, but look at their track record, man. It's pretty damn good.
Yeah, it's not bad.
And I would say that Pixar would relish this opportunity. They are probably all over it. And maybe an animator or two is tired of Woody and Buzz, but I can't imagine that as a company, you can't find plenty of animators that are willing to work on
by
this.
the way, when was Toy Story 4? What year did that come out?
2019.
So that was 4 years ago. It's not like they've been working on Woody and Buzz for that was 4 years ago.
Yeah.
You'd have to get over it. Christian, what do you think about this?
Well, Strange World was Disney, wasn't it? I don't think it was Pixar.
You're probably right. Yeah, you're probably right.
It doesn't change the fact that Disney's animation in general has been, from original stuff, has not, you can see why it was probably Iger. I happen to agree. I think that Iger probably was like, hey, listen, you guys think we can do another Toy Story? Is that something we need to build off for? Because he made it clear in that report that they're going to go after more Star Wars stuff, and Marvel said they're focusing more on IP. They're pulling back on original stuff on Disney Plus. They're focusing on IP stuff. So it does seem like an Iger move to go after Toy Story. But as you said, John, it also doesn't seem like an Iger move to go, I don't care if you want to do it, do it.
Yeah.
That's not what he does. That's
No.
not how he built his career. He goes, can you guys do it? I could very much see that, him being the one who brings it forefront and says, I think Toy Story might be good. Could you guys do it? And I also think that, I don't remember which one you guys said it, but like where it was probably someone, like an animator or something, going, really, we're going to do another one? And then and there's a big team. So maybe if everybody's been part of decisions where you've made a decision and maybe someone on your team doesn't think it's that great, and then they tell somebody else.
Every day.
Right. And then they tell someone else. And then does that mean that you didn't want to do it? No, it just meant, so the Pixar people might very well, okay, yeah, let's give it a shot. We can make it happen. I agree with you, Rob. I think that they know, even though I had a chance to talk to the directors when 4 came out, and they're like, yeah, I think this is the last one. We're gonna put it to rest. But it's always got, what could we do? If there was going to be another one, what would it be? So it's there. I mean, I think that protects you in moments like this. Like, maybe we don't ever do it, but if it's there, it's in our back pocket. Now we got it, and Iger comes knocking, you go, well, here's our idea.
You know what's a really good piece of evidence that Iger didn't mandate this? What's another billion-dollar franchise they have? Incredibles. I think if Iger was going to be mandating this stuff, one of the things he would have mandated is people love the Incredibles, superheroes are hot.
Right.
Like, do another Incredibles. But he knows Pixar doesn't want to do it if Brad Bird isn't on board, and Brad Bird is not on board to do another Incredibles, at least not right now. So if Iger was going to mandate it, he just would have said, do it. And if Bird doesn't want to do it, F him, get in somebody else who will.
And John, he wouldn't be
not.
as successful as he is, and like one of the best executives, maybe creative executives of all time, because like he doesn't do stuff like that. Like he makes moves like what you said with like, remember Solo, which I think was one of his big blunders, where he did force them to do a release date in May as opposed to, December, which I think it would have benefited a lot more. That's a different kind of decision. That's a Disney decision to try to make the dollar. That's not forcing someone to make a movie.
Yeah. All right, guys, question is for you. What do you think about that? Do you think Disney was forcing Pixar to do this, or is Pixar more than happy to see the studio actually get behind their movies again and put out another billion-dollar film? I don't know. Whatever you guys think, jump down to the comment section below and let us know your thoughts. We want to take a second to thank a sponsor of this video, Mint Mobile. If saving more and spending less is one of your top goals for 2023, why are you still paying insane amounts of money every month for your phone bill? Switching to Mint Mobile is the easiest way to save this year. As the first company to sell premium wireless service online only, Mint Mobile lets you order from home and save a ton with phone plans starting at just $15 a month. You guys know I made the switch over to Mint Mobile a while ago. The process couldn't have been easier, and I can't believe that I am spending less than a third of what I was spending on one of the other major carriers before. By going online only and eliminating the traditional costs of retail, Mint Mobile passes the significant savings on to you. All plans come with unlimited talk, text, and high-speed data delivered on the nation's largest 5G network. Use your own phone with any Mint Mobile plan and switch easily in minutes with eSIM. To get your new wireless plan for just $15 a month and get the plan shipped to your door free, go to mintmobile.com/Campea. That's mintmobile.com/Campea. Cut your wireless bill to $15 a month at mintmobile.com/Campea.